Hello again, DIY friends, and welcome back to another Dollar Tree home improvement video. If you're familiar with my channel because you follow me, you know behind here I had the initial Dollar Tree peel and stick subway tile, but the high humidity messed them up, and so I had to take them down. But if you're not following me, you should do so now. Subscribe down below so you can check out all of these future videos. So I decided I wanted to do a shiplap wall, but not pay the big price for it, so I did this using 100% of Dollar Tree products. And I am so excited because it came out perfectly. And this can also be a renter friendly option if you are indeed a renter. So I'm going to show you how you can actually do this yourself on a budget and what tools I use to achieve this look. So let's jump right into the video. So, step one, you want to take a scrap piece of the board, I'm going to show you a little bit later, and you're going to put it on your wall so you can mark off exactly where each of the boards will go. This will help you to know how many pieces you need to purchase from Dollar Tree to put onto your wall for that shiplap look. So this is so simple and easy, and also I utilize a nickel to put on the top and the bottom just to get those little spacers in between so that I can get everything done properly. So I'm using soft tape because I couldn't find my measuring tape, and come to find out the top part of my wall is a bit shorter than my bottom part, so always measure twice, cut one because all your boards may not be the same length. Then I went to my local Dollar Tree store to pick up some other supplies I did not have that I needed for this project, all for $1. So in Dollar Tree they sell these long wooden signs, and this is what I'm utilizing for this project. I'm going to take one of the boards, and this is going to be a add-on to the additional boards because they were not long enough. So what I'm going to do first is take off the front decal that will be protruding upward, and then I'm going to get my staple remover and I'm going to remove the two staples in the back along with that twine so that everything can be as flush as possible. You do have the option here to cover those up with some wood glue, but I left it alone just to make it look a little bit more, distressed. As you saw, you'll be cutting these down the middle to add the extra sides you need for your actual boards. So now I'm just going to take one of the extra pieces and I'm going to attach it using some wood glue. So here is a tip once you cut your pieces down. Make sure you sand the side that you cut so that it can be smooth when you glue the sides together. To ensure the pieces stay together while they are deep drying, I'm going to just take a piece of painter's tape, put it on both sides so that they can stay together. Now it's time for the fun part. It's time for installation. If you are a renter, you can definitely use double-sided sticky tape. I have all the things I'm using in my description box from my Amazon store, so you can definitely check those out all in one space. But I'm using my brad nailer. I really love to use this thing. I didn't want to buy sticky tape when I have this to use. And then I went right ahead and started to applying them to my wall. You will see me utilize a nickel just to keep the spaces equal amongst all the boards. So the top tools I utilized was my brad nailer and my Dremel. Both were lifesavers because my wall was a mess when it comes to being all the same size. And I also list in my Amazon store some of the top peel and stick shiplap wallpaper and contact paper, and also those boards for you to utilize as well. So now we're at the midway point, and this is what it should look like once you have everything on your wall.
So I went ahead and I started to prime. So this is what's going to happen if you prime without making the two joints flush. As you can see, it's a very, very prominent line. It may not show that when I put the paint on there, but I don't want to risk it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the lines up by using some of this Dollar Tree lightweight spackling. I love this stuff. I'm actually going to buy a case of it from Dollar Tree. So I'm being really lazy and I'm using my Rite Aid card. And all I want to do is like get a lot of the spackle on the corner of the card because I'm just too lazy to go back in the basement to get the actual thing for this. So I'm going to use a rewards card. I mean, you can use whatever you have. So the goal is it's not flush between these two. So all I'm going to do is take this and just smush it on the side to allow it to be a flush situation. And once you get it all on here, because you only want it to be flush where those two joints are, and once you do that, you'll be able to have it be perfect. So when you paint, you won't have that really prominent line showing as you see above. So I'm going both ways because this one is rather thick for some reason. Alright, so now you don't hear any more clicking or whatever. And so I'm just gonna take some of this excess, keep going over so I can use it for the next one. And then you see stuff right here accumulating in the lines. Take the other side of the card and just get it out of there. And when it falls, it will just dry and you can just swoop it up. It won't even stick to the ground. So once again, I'm using the 2-bench lightweight spackling. Love this stuff. And the primer I am using is my favorite of all time, Zinsser Bullseye 123 primer for all surfaces. So once I get everything, because I already did down here, as you see, I already did those towards the floor. I have to finish doing the ones in the middle, and then I'm going to prime everything and allow it to dry, and then come back over and I'm going to paint everything using this I don't know, like I don't like this paint, but this is all I have and I'm not spending no more money right now, so I'm using what I have. But if you have any good paint, you can use that. This one is, I got this from Home Depot. Yeah, Home Depot is very inexpensive, like what, $15? And all I needed to do is just make this white to match the walls. The walls I use Sherwin-Williams pure white color, and I didn't want to go back and spend a couple dollars for that, so I'm being cheap, but it's going to work out in the end. So initially I told you guys I was going to be painting the panels on the wall with that paint. Oh my god, I forgot how horrible that paint was. It has like zero coverage. So when I put a layer on, it literally looked like nothing was on there, and I would literally have to do about 30 different coats. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, it's literally bad for coverage. So again, I'm not trying to spend no money, so I just went in the basement and I got this tub and tile that I use for my countertops that I don't like. And actually, this is doing a really good job with covering the wall. So I use that, and I'm going to be doing 2 coats because you want to go thin to win. You don't want it to start dripping and mess up your whole look. So yeah, and I'm about to go back through a second coat now, and this is how it looks now.